Okay, what's going on YouTube? Got another video coming at you from the RC Dungeon. Got the Redcat XR Rally right here with the Jetpro pipe on it. Hopefully I'll have the run video of it running with the Jetpro upgrade. I want to talk about the XR for a little bit here in the video. And then I'll just go ahead and put a warning up here. I'm going to rant a little bit about some crap about the 5th scale scene. So if you guys don't want to hear it after we talk about the Jetpro, you'll be able to turn it off. Because some stuff I just want to kind of go over that happened to me today on one of the forums on Facial Book. But anyhow, I just want to talk about the XR for right now. And tell you guys a little bit how it's been doing. Just kind of an update, I guess, or whatever. Anyhow, let's get started. I got the Jetpro pipe on it. Okay. You can tell she's dirty. I've been beating on it pretty good. I'm going to be pulling the engine off of it and cleaning the grass that's packed up in this stupid head off of it. And I'm going to be either doing a mesh mod to this engine, or I may go ahead and buy an outerwears for it. Because my plans are this 30cc is going to be coming off here once I max this thing out and see what we can get out of it. This 30cc is going to be coming off. I'm going to buy a 36cc, yes, a Rovin 36cc. I know it seems like everybody likes to hate on Rovin, but the 36cc is a pretty good performing engine. I'm going to be slapping a 36cc Rovin on here. I'm going to buy a long block and just take all my stuff off the HY here and put over onto the long block. And we're going to run a 36cc Rovin engine on it and see what we can get out of it. You know, of course, I'll be running the Jetpro pipe and stuff on it. But I'm going to talk about how much of a difference, which hopefully I'll have the run video, like I said before, put up before this video. You guys will, it'll be pretty easy to see how much of a difference this Jetpro actually made versus the stock exhaust on this, the Rally. This pipe, for the money I paid for it, which, you know, all performance aftermarket pipes are a little pricey, in my opinion, you know, but yeah, you know, you got the research and development and everything in producing them. So, you know, like always with me with Jetpro, I always get great performance out of my Jetpro pipes. I'm not sponsored by Jetpro in any way, so I really like Jetpro pipes. They always sound great. They perform great. I've never really had a Jetpro perform bad, you know, on any of my trucks. So, you know, I've had a Redcat XT. It had a Jetpro. It made a huge difference. This Rally is no difference. This Jetpro woke this thing up, guys. I know Hybrid, thanks for watching the videos, man. I know you got a big channel with a lot of subscribers and everything. You commented up on one of my videos. I'd highly recommend, if you've got the XR, I know you said you got a messed up chassis and stuff because of your throttle servo issues. Thanks for the info, by the way. You know, of course, I already know most of the Redcat, well, they're 5th scales anyways. Their throttle servos aren't exactly the best, but I am going to continue to run this one for a little while. I have an emergency kill switch hooked to it, so most of the time when I run this, well, every time I try to run this is in an open area, you know, area where it shouldn't do any damage hitting anything. I will be eventually upgrading the throttle servo to this, but it's going to be a little while. I'm focusing on other upgrades for it for right now. The video that should be posted before this one, the run video of the Jetpro, the only thing that is on it that I've changed is the pipe. I have not changed anything else. It's got the factory air filter. Next, we're going to be throwing an 8K clutch spring on it, or maybe a 10K. I may pick up that 10K clutch spring off of Rovin's website. I think TR Performance is making the 10K springs. I may give that one of those a try with this engine and see. That way it can get up on the pipe a little more and hopefully give me even a little bit more, you know, takeoff. because it seems like the Redcats, you know, this is the stock configuration clutch on it. It always seems like the Redcats, you know, clutch springs. I'm not sure what RPM they engage in, but they always do seem like they do a lot better with an 8K spring. All my Redcats have always performed better after putting an 8K spring on the clutch, which I'm going to be running the clutch, the same Redcat clutch, just changing the spring out. Let's see. But yeah, guys, the difference this pipe made, it's night and day. That factory pipe, I mean, it was almost like shoving a potato in the exhaust of your car. It holds so much restriction. It's just crazy how much difference the pipe made alone for the power of this engine. And the RPMs, I know Hybrid, you were saying, you know, I don't think it's the HY engine in particular that doesn't make the RPMs. I wish I had a way of gauging my RPMs on this thing, but you can just tell from watching the run video versus running, you know, the run video with the stock can on it, the stock exhaust. It was just almost like you're holding back on the exhaust, like crazy back pressure, right from the get-go. This thing, and of course I had to retune it. You know, naturally it had to have some retuning and everything with the pipe. I tried running it, you know, not touching the needle settings to see. It initially had been flooding out really bad with the stock can. I think it's because it was holding so much back on it. But once I opened it up, I actually had to richen it up to add a little fuel to it because it was, you know, burning the extra fuel real good. So, but the next video, I cleaned it up a little bit. I got to clean it up some more sometime this week. I'm going to be cleaning it up real good, giving it a good scrubbing, pulling the engine off of it. We're putting the 8K spring on it. Like I said, I've got a velocity stack, and I have a TGN filter and stuff. The ball hall filter conversion, could be running that stuff on it with the bigger hole velocity stack, the deep one. We're going to be running on it. I'm going to keep the stock carb that came on it. Not changing that out. It is a Walbro carburetor. I know I was supposed to look for you guys at the size of the carburetor, and I think I did before and it wasn't on it. It is a Walbro carburetor though, so that is nice that the Redcats are coming with a Walbro carb. I can't really read on it. It's pretty dirty. But it is similar to the carbs that are coming on like the Rovens and stuff, so I'm guessing it's probably like, you know, I don't know, maybe a 997 or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, one bad thing about this thing is it packs up with grass, something horrible. You have to be real careful because it'll get hot on you. I've got to pull my cover off my engine and clean the grass out of it, you know, because I did run it off-road real well. It's holding up very, very good, guys. I mean, I haven't broke anything. It's just a short run video I have of this thing that I did. But I actually ended up running like, I've got pretty much a gallon through this. Well, probably a little more than a gallon through it. Probably a gallon and a half since I've, you know, broke it in and with breaking it in and everything. So it's performing really well. You know, I'm running my Klotz oil in it. You know, it's still running the 25-to-1 because I had, you know, like 2.5 gallons basically mixed up with 25-to-1 because I had to break this in. I had to break another engine in. So yeah, you know, I'm still running a 25-to-1. Once everything's good and broke in with it, we're switching out to my 28-to-1 mix with the Klotz, and that's what I'll run it at. But everything's holding up real good, guys. You know, it's performing really well. This filter system, I don't like the stock air filter system. If you're running on the road, you know, and that's mainly what you're doing with it, it'd probably be perfectly fine. It packs up with dirt, something horrible when you're off-road. And it was the same way with my XR, and it was the same way with my MT over here. The stock filter on these Redcats, I don't really care for them very well. This, you can see it's filthy. I haven't cleaned the filter yet. So I am going to be switching out to a better air filter system for it. So My TGNs I'm running on my ball hauls and everything have been really nice because you can run an outerwears and then an outside, you know, the TGN, the redneck filter covers and stuff, which I've ordered all of it. It's on its way for it. And then I'll be doing a video on each upgrade. So before I do the velocity stack and everything, I'll throw the 8K spring in it, and then, you know, we'll be running it with the Jetpro and see if it does a big difference. And you can pretty much tell from the way this thing's running in the video that Jetpro pipe was a huge, huge improvement. I wouldn't even recommend, if you buy this rally, go to Jetpro's website. You know, I'm not trying to drum them up business or anything. This pipe is a must for this car. It's just not going to perform, guys. I mean, it is kind of doggy. It's fun to run, and it'd be perfectly fine for you just to go out and just run and, you know, on the road and stuff. But it is just like completely a different different RC with this Jetpro pipe. I'm sure there's some other way you could configure a side pipe mount for it if you wanted. I always like the way rear mount pipes perform. I just usually prefer a rear mount pipe. You know, I've jumped this thing. You know, that short, I have a 9-minute video up that, like I said, hopefully I get it posted before I post this one. And this pipe took a beating. Nothing bent, nothing broke or bent, or, you know, I had no problems at all with this RC. You know, and I ran back to back 4 tanks of fuel in this thing. You know, I had to stop and recharge my receiver pack. You know, I ran it so much. So I ran it through its paces real good, guys. I mean, it had several hours of runtime on it up at the farm there a few weekends ago. So, yeah, by all means, I would highly recommend this Jetpro pipe. I'm not afraid to recommend that pipe to anybody if it has the rally. You know, it's just crazy, guys. I can't say enough about how much of a difference it made. Like any 5th scale 2-stroke engine, a pipe is, you know, it's crazy. A pipe is what you know, is the main thing you want to upgrade. Okay, if you're looking for power, that's just any 2-stroke engine. Changing the pipe, it's like it's crazy how much difference it makes on any 2-stroke. No matter if it's RC or a quad or a dirt bike, I mean, your pipe's always going to be where you make your most difference. You know, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth of it. You know, an old man in a repair shop once told me, you know, your fuel, you get it eaten, and you got your exhaust, you got it shitting. So, we got it shitting, now we got to get it eating more air and fuel. So that's what we're going to do with you know, with the velocity stack and the better filter system and everything. So, hopefully we'll be getting more performance out of this little 30cc HY engine. If it blows up in the meantime, it blows up. I don't want it to. You know, I had plans of pulling this off. I've got a beater 5T you guys have seen in the videos before. You know, I've killed one HY32cc on it because I beat the immortal crap out of that truck. And, you know, I usually throw these engines back for a spare, throw it on that 5T, and run them till they don't run no more. I really want to get a roving 36cc on this to see how it performs. I was originally going to do a Zenoa 320, G320 on here, which I still might later on down the road. I want to give that 36cc, or maybe we might even toss a roving 45 on here. I just don't think the diffs and stuff will hold up to that 45cc. It might just be destroying diffs for no reason at all. Just because I know that 45 really does perform regardless of what other people say. You know, my 45cc roving performs pretty much on par with my Zenoa G340 ESP. You know, I mean, really does, guys. You know, longevity, it probably won't hold up as long because Zenoa, you can beat the piss on those usually, you know, beat the piss out of them all day. And they just keep asking for more usually. I mean, I don't know, you know, I haven't got enough runtime on my 45cc roving to, you know, tell you guys about longevity, but, you know, if it holds up as long as my roving 32cc has held up, you know, that was on my LT320 truck, then, you know, that's pretty good for me. You know, I mean, 3 years of runtime on that roving 32cc, and it's held up perfectly fine. So, you know, I've heard people saying other stuff about their, you know, roving engine's not holding up, I personally haven't had a problem with them longevity-wise. So, we're going to give the 36cc probably or a shot on this one. And the 36 might actually be too much for the diffs and stuff on this. I don't know. We will find out, though. So, my diffs have held up good on my Redcat MT. Speaking of Redcat, oh, we got Orange Cat. So, but anyhow, guys, I just wanted to give you an update on the rally. Now, something else I wanted to talk about before we start talking about, let me check and make sure the camera's still recording, because I'm back to my phone, and I'm worried about running out of memory. It doesn't look like I'm going to so far. Something that happened on I was trying to help a guy out. First off, I no longer do the Facebook RC forums. I'm done with the Facebook stuff. I know why Botagel does not do the Facebook crap. My opinion is just totally not worth it. There's just too many ass clowns on there that you can't even post anything about, it seems like, Rovin or King Motors or anything, and it's just like instantly you've got a bunch of ass clowns trying to just mob you, about, because it's a clone. But yeah, I no longer do the Facebook forum stuff. I left the last Fiscal forum that I did on there. I just was trying to help a fellow RCer out, because in this community, we need to support every aspect of anything Fiscal, whether it be, Losi or HPI or Rovin or King Motors or Redcat or HSP even, or, if something's crap, something's crap. Like, if I do something on this channel, I'm running something and it's a pile of crap, I'm going to post it. I'm going to tell you, hey guys, and honest, until I actually try something, if it turns out to be garbage, I'm going to be like, guys, I wouldn't recommend you, buy these parts, because, if you're like me, you go to work every day and you bust your butt and you're spending this, I'm sorry, it's pretty expensive, a very expensive hobby, especially the Fiscals. I don't want somebody, my recommendation went out buying this junk. So, I'm not afraid to tell somebody, the Rovin stuff, in my opinion, is pretty good stuff. I'm running a lot of CNC Rovin stuff, not a lot, but, several CNC Rovin upgrades on my, 5T clone truck, and they've held up wonderful. They've been on the truck for, over 2 years. And anybody that watches my videos, that truck, I beat it pretty good. My stuff gets run. When I run them, I run them. So, if I say, this is a pretty decent product, I want you guys to be able to believe it's a pretty decent product. A lot of people, I was trying to help a guy out on one of the forums today, and he was interested in a 5B. It was just, he was having trouble finding a legit HPI, and he'd been out of RC for a long time. And, I just kind of, well, if you can't find, an HPI legit, by all means, buy the HPI, that's great. I had the HPI ball hauls, I've been in this hobby. I bought an HPI ball haul when they first came out with a 23cc. I was one of the first people to buy them when they came out. I had to save forever to buy it. But, I had problems with that RC too, the same way as you're going to have with any RC. The factory diffs in those original HPI ball hauls were garbage, if you threw any kind of power to them at all, they had a plastic internal, diff cup, and they blew into pieces, when they first came out. I had an SS kit that you had to build. It was, they all break. I don't understand where everybody, hates on them just because they think they ripped HPI off. One's parts comes from China, one's parts came from Taiwan. Do your research, do yourself a favor. If you're new getting into the Fiscal hobby, do yourself a favor, just don't go to those Facebook forums and just ask a question. You're going to you're just getting what their opinions are. You really need to do a lot of research. Go online, read what's on the online forums. Just don't depend on people telling you on Facebook, because like today, it turned out to be a huge argument between a bunch of people. I opted out because I'm not getting in a pissing match with people. By all means, if you're watching this video and you don't like it, then click off of it, or if you're a subscriber, it hurt your feelings, buddy. But we gotta support every aspect of the hobby. I see a lot of some RC channels where they state support Rovin and King Motors and blah blah blah. I support every manufacturer: HPI, Rovin, King Motors, Redcat. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna run it and try it, because you can't always necessarily listen to every single thing that somebody tells you on, especially on those Facebook forums. I'm sorry. You guys might not agree with this, what I'm saying. That's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But to get, when somebody just says, gives you options, not even really an opinion, to attack them is just like, it's ridiculous. I'm really, 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 it's just sad because so many people depend on those forums online, on those Facebook forums especially. It's really kind of sad that people are like that. It makes no sense to me, because it's all about bettering our hobby and helping one another out. Just because, you have the funding also necessarily that you can drop one. Let's say, I think the only ball halt left available, what is it, like $1,300 if you can even find one, which I know they're on the Bay of E. I think they're $1,300 for the Kraken cage or whatever ball haul. I don't know. I'm almost sure they've discontinued the straight ball haul 5B. In my opinion, they kind of left us gassers kind of out in the cold. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. They definitely left all of us HPI Savage Nitro guys out in the cold. They did for fact. I don't care what anybody says. Way back when, for a long time, I remember everybody posted on all the forums. I used to be part of a really awesome forum called RC Nitro Talk. And, they did everything. And that's back when I was into the crawlers and stuff, and Nitro really big. And, they left a lot of us guys that did the Nitro, just everybody. Everybody abandoned Nitro. Everybody jumps on, what's hot train. If it wasn't for Rovin and King Motors there for a while, you guys, we'd have been even in worse shape than what we're in, now when it comes to the ball haul platform and parts. And, I'm thankful that Rovin and HPI was there. Do I agree that they kind of, I don't know whether it was a true, they cloned them or whatever. A lot of it, I believe, that platform got so old that HPI, they could have dropped their prices. I'm sorry. They could have lowered their prices on their buggies. Years and years and years of making that profit off of that platform. They could have lowered the prices a little bit. I'm sorry, they could have. That's just how I feel. It's, well, it is what it is. I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I'm definitely done with the Facebook garbage. I've never seen such crap ever. A guy, he was trying to get into the fiscal hobby, and then he just sees a bunch of guys arguing on Facebook on his posting, and all he was doing was trying to ask for guidance. You can't even help somebody and give them guidance without people jumping down your throat. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, go online, do your research, watch videos. YouTube's a huge thing to go to get information from. And then draw your own conclusion of what you think will work for you. It's nice that Dave has $1,300 to go buy his ball haul, and I'm just using this name in general, nothing specific. But, John down the street that wants to get into the fifth scale scene, maybe he has 4 or 5 kids. He can't blow $1,300 on a legit HPI ball haul, but hey, maybe he can get on their own Rovin and buy their $500, or $600 ball haul. there you go. It's not going to be any better or any worse than the HPI ball haul. You know that Dave paid $1,300 for it. You're going to get just as much fun out of it. I guarantee it. You know, my roving products have actually been pretty good over the years. Do I think it's right that a company rips off, you know, another brand RC? Not really. But you got to look at a lot of things too. I'm sorry, look what HPI did with like the Maverick series truck. Guess what? HSP, Redcat, that HPI Maverick, all that entire series was based off the same way. HSP and Redcat. Those trucks are pretty much all the same, guys. If you do research and go looking into that stuff. I'm just saying, you know, HPI did it too. They never had a four-wheel drive. They rebranded I'm pretty sure it was the MT. They had a four-wheel drive buggy. And it was like the Maverick XB or whatever. And then they had the monster truck. I do believe, I can't remember his channel, but he has one of the Mavericks on there. You know, he's a channel that I really like that I can't believe doesn't have more subscribers. I really need to start writing this stuff down so I know who to, you know, the names of these channels. But anyways, Widow's RC. He's the one that has the Maverick truck on there. He's running, I think, a Roving 45cc on it right now. But, you know, I'm just saying, guys, do your research for yourself and draw your own conclusions when it comes to RC stuff. The stuff's expensive. You want to make sure you put your money where you actually, you know, want to spend it. You know, I'm just, right now I'm a little put off from Losi because of the whole MTXL discontinued stuff. You know, and it's happened to me in the past, over the years. I invested a fortune in the Losi LST trucks, you know, and, you know, everybody kind of went away from Nitro, which I know they can't keep making parts for everything they make. It just really is very disappointing. The MTXL, you know, was a very good truck. The diffs are a little weak in them and stuff like that, but, you know, I know there's aftermarket companies and stuff like that. It just, it's always nice to know the manufacturer. When they discontinue stuff, I know how Losi does. You know, it's usually not very long after a while that, you know, you're having trouble getting parts. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. So, that's why I kind of like Redcat. You know, as far as I know, you know, even though they discontinue a product, they usually keep cranking out parts. And if they don't, like this XR shares a lot of stuff with like the XT. If I'm pretty sure, even some of the stuff for sure, from like the MT and stuff, swaps over to the XR, you know, I mean, so you're not going to have to really worry about, you know, parts, even just stock parts and stuff like that. I do wish more people did aftermarket stuff, for the Redcat stuff, because they're not bad rigs, okay? You know, I mean, they all break, especially if you beat, you know, you beat them like a wet rag. You know, I mean, everything breaks. I broke all my stuff, no matter, regardless of who makes it. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. There seems to be a lot of new guys getting into this hobby, and I've been seeing a lot of guys asking a lot of questions on a lot of them Facebook forums, and you're gonna get a lot of biased answers. I'm sorry, but you are gonna get a lot of biased answers. Especially when you got guys posting that do support some of the clone stuff. It just seems like you can't help them out at all, because then you got to deal with, you know, then it's just an instant argument between some asshole that thinks, you know, I'm sorry for the language, and just, it pisses me off. I try not to cuss in most of my videos anymore, try to keep everything family friendly, but it's just very aggravating, you know, with how people are, especially on Facebook. But anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. Like I said, I got some stuff coming for the XR. My next video is going to be doing, I'm going to be doing like some two-stroke oil stuff. Because I've been seeing some stuff on a lot of channels, how guys are mixing their fuel. Not putting everybody out there. I don't want to start an argument about fuel mixing or anything. What works for you, that's great. I just can see certain things about the fuel mixing stuff that kind of, I think there's a kind of a thin line you guys got to kind of look out there, especially with new people that are kind of coming into the hobby and they're not really you know, into the tuning and being careful what they're doing, and I can just see a lot of things probably going bad for some people when it comes to mixing their fuel. And some of the stuff that I've been seeing on there, like I said, if it works for you, that's great. You know, I pretty much been trying to keep up with watching everybody's YouTube channels. 316 RC, man, brother, you got an awesome channel. I love your videos. You know, obviously, Boda Gel, Foundry RC, Widows RC, you guys really should go check his stuff out. He's got awesome videos, guys. I don't understand why he doesn't have more subscribers, because he does great videos. You know, I know I'm leaving out a bunch of people because I don't have a list in front of me or whatever, but, you know, Ohio, you know, RC, man, your videos are always rocking. You're a cool dude. You always comment up. I appreciate it. To all you guys that are subscribing to the channel, I appreciate you guys subscribing. You know, anybody out there, you know, I'm sorry if you take offense to this video, but that's just how I feel. I had these videos on my channel in the past, and they got deleted because of that crap that was going on with that COPPA, whatever that crap was with YouTube, and I deleted a bunch of my content. I will not be deleting any of my content anymore. You know, I just wanted to kind of go back over some of the stuff that I went over the years, you know, posting stuff on here. By all means, you can comment down below. If you start being a prick, it is gonna get deleted. This is my channel. Sorry, that's just how I roll. I'm not taking a bunch of rude comments from people. This ain't Facebook. So, anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. If you guys see something on your channel, you see the XR stuff, by all means, subscribe. You know, you can comment up. You know, you guys got questions about the XR, you know, or anything like that. Like I said, I know Hybrid, you said you'd be watching. I appreciate it, man. You've got an awesome channel, too. I love your nitro stuff. I haven't really been in, you know, been trying to do a little nitro stuff here and there, but I'm just so super busy with everything else going on and stuff, and I'm going to be focusing on this XR for a while, and do it, you know, I really like this truck. Right now, as this stands, running-wise, after I run this thing last weekend, and it did so well off-road in that spot where I was running, I can see this very easily becoming one of my favorite RCs. So, I really do like the XR, this rally. It's fun. The pipe made, like I said, a huge difference. It really upped the game of the stock 30cc engine. It's night and day different how this thing performs and runs. I couldn't imagine once I get a better engine on here, you know, how much even better it's going to be. But we're going to keep beating on this HY engine until she either blows or just doesn't, you know, put out the power that I'm looking for, and then we're going to go to upgrades, which we're going to go to an upgrade engine anyhow. That's how the RC Dungeon does it. I don't keep anything stock, okay? That's just how I roll. I'd love to put a reed case engine on here. I would love to have like an OBR or, you know, maybe even like a Bartolone engine or something, but, you know, funding just isn't there right now for that, you know, so next is, you know, I'm going to try to keep this a lower budget and see what we can get out of it. That way I think it's more achievable for maybe somebody that likes this model and wants to get into the hobby, you know, and then it'll make it, anything more affordable is going to make the hobby grow. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. You know, I would love to add an RC Max to, you know, my collection. That maybe eventually down the road. Right now, that's not going to happen, you know, money-wise, especially with everything that's going on. You know, I can't afford to drop that kind of cash in an RC Max engine right now. But I have my eye on some other stuff. I'd like to get my hands on one of them Bartolone Roving 45cc's reed cases. You know, I'm hoping maybe, who knows, we'll see down the road. I'd love to have one of those on this to see what it would do. You know, probably reduce the front and rear diff into rubble, but anyhow, it'd be fun while it lasts. But anyhow, we'll see how she holds up. So far, everything's good. If you guys got any comments, put them down below. You know, I'll be happy to answer anybody's questions on anything. And like I said, once again, I appreciate you guys subscribing. I have picked up a lot more subscribers lately. I got more content coming, more stuff for the XR. I'm going to be doing my Redcat MT, just a video going over it with you guys since all that stuff got deleted before. I'm going to be going back over the Beast Bug Ball Haul 5T build that I did a while back. All that got deleted. The one with the 45cc engine and some stuff that I did with it to help it run better, running a Dominator pipe, which is one of my favorite pipes for the Ball Haul. But yeah, anyhow, you guys, that's it from the RC Dungeon. I got some more goodies coming too. I got an order from Roven coming. I'm gonna share you guys with some clone parts. But I got a pretty good order coming from them. Some nice shocks and stuff I want to share with you guys. And anyhow, like always, peace. Keep the brightness alive.